Hello guys, I'm Roxy at Wigs.com. Can you guys guess what we are going to be talking about today? Look at my cute little holiday festive hairstyle. I'm so excited. We're just waiting on a few more people to join you guys. So, and look at this luxurious wig that I have on. I cannot wait to talk about it. I just can't wait. And we're just waiting, guys. We're just waiting. What is everybody doing for the holidays? I'm excited to hear from you. Oh, there's Amber.
Hi. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. You look absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thanks. You too.
That color is gorgeous on you.
I love this wig. I was just telling everybody who's joining, like, can you guess what wig I'm wearing by Envy? Let me scoop back just a little so you can see. Cute little bow. And I think we're waiting on Sandy, right?
Right.
Okay. I'm trying to see
Hi, everyone.
if I can invite her. Let's see. Give me 1 second. We're just seeing if we can invite her real quick. I'm going to type in her.
Seeing people hop on. Hi, everyone.
There we go. So how are you, Amber? Are you getting ready for the holidays? Or should I say holiday? Oh, you're frozen. That's okay. We're waiting. This is what happens. It's technical difficulties, you guys. I'm going to re-invite you. Here we go. Can you hear me, Amber?
I can. I'm not sure what happened.
Oh, yeah, you froze. That's okay. But you looked beautiful frozen. You're like...
It was weird. I was all of a sudden kicked off.
I know.
And we're still waiting for Sandy, right?
I'm trying to invite her right now. I have to type in her username. So here we go. I just invited her. Let's see if she can join us. Give me 1 second.
While you're doing that, I'll go through some of these comments. I see, hi, I have been trying to get a blonde bob with the middle part. All I see is side parts. Oh, then you get a lace front monofilament top. You can part it every which way. I love that because I'm a middle part girl as well.
I am too. I do love
I'll
it.
do either way depending on the style I'm trying to achieve, but I think most of the time I'm a middle part girl.
Yeah, me too. I'm the same way. It really depends on the hairstyle though, and the wig, of course. But
yes,
yeah,
I see.
We're trying to invite Sandy here, but it's not accepting. So let's see. I'm gonna accept it real quick. Yay! Sandy!
Sorry, I was trying to find you.
No, I was worried. I was like, we can't do this without Sandy. Okay, yay. Hi, everyone.
Hey, yeah.
Awesome. I'm actually, you guys, I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm in the dark. I can see myself, but I can't see either of you.
No.
Oh, no. Really?
Yes. But, you know, we can continue, or I can hop off and hop back on.
Yeah,
either way.
Hop off and hop back on. It's fine. We
okay.
We want you to see us, and I want to be able to see you too.
I mean, I can hear you well and, you know, do the whole conversation, but yeah, I can't see your beautiful faces and the hair you're wearing.
Oh,
Technical difficulties.
Hop off and see it, or do whatever you're comfortable.
Okay, let me see what I can do.
Okay, me and Sandy will chit chat. Sandy, you look beautiful.
Well, so do you.
Oh my goodness. You always do such a good job with styling your wigs. Like, I would never guess that that's a wig, ever.
No, you really couldn't. I wish the lighting was better today. It's so gloomy here, and you really can't really see it very well because it's kind of dark.
No, I can actually see you perfectly well. I think you're lit up beautifully.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna try and accept there. Can you see us?
I can see Sandy, so we'll just I'll call that a win.
Totally fine.
Because I did see you, Roxy, when you were live at first.
They can see all of us, so that's a plus.
Yes, that's always good. I was also able to see your beautiful hair before I hopped on, so I know how gorgeous
Okay.
you look
Okay,
and
good.
how beautiful that color is on you.
Thanks.
Sandy, you look festive.
I feel festive. It's something about
So,
putting on some hair and a bow in your hair. It makes you feel festive.
and that dress, it is adorable.
Thank you. It's that
So
tartan
cute.
plaid that we
Yep,
all bring out during the holidays.
Exactly.
exactly. I love it. Awesome. Well, Roxy, do you want me to get started?
Please. Yeah, we're
Okay.
excited to start. Do
Well,
this.
well, thank you all for coming on and watching this, and thanks to Wigs.com and Sandy for, being on this live with us today. Sandy, you look beautiful in the gorgeous Envy Wigs Brianna, correct? And
That is,
you are wearing almond
that's
breeze.
right.
Oh, I love it. And with that red, it just helps bring out that color. It actually looks a lot blonder with that contrast. It's so beautiful. And
Yes.
then we have Roxy wearing Veronica in cinnamon raisin. So
So,
cute,
One of my favorite.
so
oh,
pretty.
nails.
And then I am also wearing Brianna in the color Champagne Shadow. And for everybody hopping on right now, this is our Experiment Envy live. We've been doing this since January of this year. It's been amazing collaborating with Envy with Wigs.com and the amazing Wigs.com ambassadors throughout this year. And so this is December's Experiment Envy. And we are talking about everything festive, wigs, and holiday party styling.
Yeah.
So we're feeling festive. You can see the
All
trees in the
right.
background. Tis the season.
We are ready for holidays, you guys, and all the hairstyles to come with it.
Yes, it makes it so fun.
It
I
does.
love that part. So to give you guys kind of a timeline of what we're going to be talking about, first we will talk about how wigs can elevate your holiday style. And then we will go over, we already talked about the wigs that we're all wearing, but then we will talk about, styling, creative styling, and how we achieve the looks we're wearing. And then after that, we will go into what we use to achieve the style. So tools, tricks, tips, products, things like that can help us create and assist those styles that we like to reach for.
Yes.
And then, of course, you guys, today we will be doing a giveaway as well. So continue watching. We'll announce that towards the end. But to get started, I'm going to ask Roxy, what are your holiday go-to hairstyles? Do you prefer long, short, curly, sleek? Is there a specific cap construction you like? Give us
Yeah.
the details.
Definitely. Well, I always love the glamorous look, but who has time to do all those curls and do updos and all that, especially when you're hosting, for the first time. But it depends on my mood a lot. And what I would like to say is that anything that can be easily styled with a little bit of a wave, all I did for this style is use a little bit of water and some heat at the root to kind of make it stay where I wanted. And then my favorite part is I used the 3-in-1 air styler the night before. So this is where people get confused. I always say style your wigs the night before, because that way when you wake up in the morning, you have family coming over, you're cooking, you might have to run to the grocery store, you have kids running around. It's just so much easier to put the wig on and then add accessories. So accessories are my go-to, whether it's long or short.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you pointed out styling, especially if it is a human hair, a heat friendly
Yes.
or a blend like you're wearing. Veronica is Envy Wigs
Yeah.
blend. So you have
Yeah.
human hair and heat friendly. So you can go in there with your heat tools. You can, of course, use the air styler. The air styler is great on traditional synthetic as well. But if you do have a wig that you want to go and add some curl to, tweak it, do those types of things, or create, an updo or something more intricate. I do love that you pointed out kind of getting that fixed the day before and having it ready. But for those who don't do that, popping on a wig, lickety split, and then throwing on a headband, that's quick and
Absolutely.
easy as well.
I have right here, I don't know know if you can see, but I have
Oh,
this cute festive headband. So it just takes 2 seconds.
love that.
Curling this wig, all I would have done with that air styler is just kind of blow it out just to smooth it, and then it's done, and then you put on a headband. Super simple. It takes literally like 5 to 10 minutes to do
I
that.
love that.
Yeah.
I love headbands too for a wig that may not have a lace front or a part or a monofilament top. If it's a basic cap and people are wanting to know how can I ramp up and create a festive look for my basic cap wig. I love that a beautiful headband or scarf can help hide base materials, maybe
And
excessive permatease, and then also just add that extra glitz and glam for the
yeah,
season.
elevates it within seconds. Super easy.
Mm-hmm. I see a comment that says, love all the lives that have showed different ways to style. I love it too. It's so fun to get everybody's take and different tips and tricks, because I know we all reach for a lot of the similar things, but it's so nice to have, various points of view and learn different hacks from each other. And I love that about this community, because we all teach each other something.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. I'm just going through. Oh, headbands are a great way to go. Yes.
So
Everybody loves a headband with a wig.
this cute one.
Oh, that's
So cute.
So cute. So
Sandy,
Sandy,
you know what's so funny, Sandy? When I was picking this out, I thought of you. I'm like, because I saw your glasses, and I was like, maybe I should do some glasses. No, Sandy might be wearing glasses. I'm gonna pick this. I literally was like, this. I might ship this to you.
I wish
I
you
think
would. It's
I think you
gorgeous.
need this. I might ship it to you.
I love
so
It's so
cute.
cute.
it.
So Sandy, here's a question for you. How does wig wearing save you time during the holiday season? We kind of dove into this talking about, starting styling the hair the day before, getting things going. Um, can you expand on that?
And that's exactly what I do is I have it ready and sitting on a wig stand waiting for me the next morning because during the holidays they're really overwhelming for so many of us. We're shopping, we're wrapping gifts, we're cooking, we're those that are hosting, we've got family coming in, and the last thing on your mind is yourself, doing things for yourself. So having that wig sitting on a wig stand when I'm up on Christmas morning, I'm not really stressed in my mind thinking, oh, I've got to pencil in the time to go do my hair because I know it's sitting up there and it's waiting on me ready to wear, and I can have that instant glam as soon as I put it on. And you can switch it up. I mean, if you're going for a holiday party, you can have one style sitting over here waiting on you that's in a beautiful updo. And Christmas morning, if you just want to be casual, you can have a bow like that I've got.
Oh, that's so
And
cute.
So cute.
then
I
it's just
love it.
really easy to do. All I did was just take the hair and gather it to the side and then put a clear plastic band, make the ponytail first, and then this has a clip and you just slide it under it and it's ready because Brianna already has the curls, so you don't have
Mm-hmm.
to sit there and curl your hair for hours at a time because doing something like this with natural hair would take a long time. So
Mm-hmm.
last thing on your mind is, or if it is on your mind, you're fretting over having to go fix your hair. But I don't do that anymore because I know, like Roxy said, I had my hair ready the night before, I had it done, and all I have to do is get up the next morning and put on a wig. So it really has saved so much time for me.
Yeah. There's just more time to enjoy your family
Yeah,
and feel good about yourself too.
yes,
Because you mentioned Christmas morning. Usually I threw my tiny little baby bun in a little ratty top knot, and
right,
now I can go down and watch the kids open their presents and
right,
feel more put together.
absolutely.
Throw on a cute little bob or whatever, something casual like you mentioned. And then another thing that I thought of when you were talking about the Brianna wig is since Brianna is that traditional synthetic, not only do you have this gorgeous style that looks like it took forever to create, but it's not going to drop like, you know, a human hairstyle or whatnot throughout the day. It's going to retain that style through the day, through the snowstorms and things like that. Bring your wide tooth comb, but yeah, it's going to
Yeah,
it's going to look beautiful all day.
absolutely.
I love that. I did see another comment. We're having fantastic comments, and so I'll just, let's see, I've been loving the open wefts on my Envy Emma wig. They're perfect for securing clips into. That's not as easy with my closed wefted 100% hand-tied styles. I do love a fully hand-tied wig for comfort and for certain styles. Something sleek, you have the hair all flowing very naturally, but I agree with you. Clipping into those wefts, having something to anchor to, that's so nice for creative styling.
Yeah.
Let's,
And someone else said, like, shorter wigs if I'm in the car or cooking. Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
yes, without the friction frizz going on.
Yeah, and then you know what? After you get done cooking and you're visiting with family, go upstairs and change your wig to that long one.
Yeah,
It's okay.
Yeah, right.
Full looks tonight, honey.
happy
Absolutely.
change. I love it. Um, I see another comment says my husband this weekend was like, do you have your wig ready for tomorrow? I love how supportive he is to
Oh,
my new hair loss journey.
That's
That's
awesome.
amazing.
that's what it's all about too, is your support system at home. Like
Mhm.
if you have that, then I mean the sky's the limit. Now it's all about you gaining that confidence and believing in yourself and just feeling free, especially the wig wearing journey. It is a journey, so there's steps that have to be taken with your self-confidence, but when you have the support around you to build you up, it's that much easier.
Absolutely.
Agreed. I think that's so amazing that her husband's like, do you have it ready? That's
I
just,
love it.
he's getting just as excited as we all get putting our outfits together.
So
Uh,
sweet.
Okay, I'm just loving these comments, so I apologize. I just want to read a few others. I love all the different ways you can wear them. I'm new to all these as well. Yes, it's so fun. There's just so much versatility, not only with the colors and the styles, but then when you can go in there and customize them and creative style them, add those accessories, it just really makes it your own and makes you, it normalizes the process as well, because you're going in there as if, you know, the hair is growing out of your own follicles and playing with it and enjoying the process, like Roxy was saying, just embracing and finding that healing. And I think having fun with it continues that healing process and that acceptance if you are having, you know, difficulty with your beginning journey. Oh, I like the shorter wigs if I'm in the car and cooking. Roxy mentioned that one, or if I'm wearing a sweater. Um, Somebody mentioned how important is it to measure your head. So Sandy, do you want to answer that one?
it is important because you'll know exactly how that wig will fit you, because there are options. You know, there are petite wigs, average size wigs, even large. So if you take your circumference, you'll know which wig to choose in when you're buying your wig. And when they have the adjusters in the back that you can adjust into your circumference, so that will make that wig feel it'll make it
Feel more secure.
customized to your fit, to your head. And then, you know, you'll honestly, when I will customize it to my head, then I don't have to readjust it every time I put it on. It's ready. But yeah, taking your circumference is a really important step when you begin your wig journey, because you'll know when you're purchasing your wig which wig to buy, whether it'll be the petite or the average. Most wigs are the average size cap, and they fit the majority of people. I'm a 22 and a half, which is kind of on the larger end of the circumference, but you know, I don't have a larger circumference from temple to nape. So it's kind of important to take it from temple to nape, ear to ear, and from the around the temple to the nape. Did I say ear to ear? What else did I
Mm-hmm.
say? Ear to ear,
Yeah.
temple to the back of the neck, so you'll know exactly how to choose your wig. So it is an important step in choosing your wigs.
you made a good point, Sandy, just to let the viewers watching who've never purchased a wig and are asking that question how important it is. If this can give you kind of an idea, I'm actually a true petite, but I wear average caps because of the strap. Now, granted, I do have to tighten it a little bit more than most people would. Like it's real snug on my head. Like this is an average, and it is tight on me. Like she's not going anywhere. But if that gives you an idea, I think my measurements are 20 inches. Like it's real small, and an average cap is 21 and a quarter or something like that. So you have a wide range to kind of either measure up or measure down.
Right.
Yeah, I wear average and pretty much everything, but like Sandy, you mentioned, sometimes it can vary depending on how much the measurement is for ear to ear, front to nape. And so if I ever have issues, it's usually ear to ear, and that's typically with a wig that's average but more petite average. And so since I do have some bio hair, often I'll kind of, if it matches well, I'll shimmy out a little bit of my bio hair around the ear tabs to help blend that in. But yeah, there's different things you can do. If you wear petite, you can throw on a wig grip. That can really help. But anyway, we could go on have a whole nother live about measuring and all those things. I did want to ask both Sandy and Roxy, we all know you both wear many different colors, styles, and you rock them all. For people who are new, they're kind of new to this, but they want to spice up their wig closet. They want to try something different. They're a little nervous. I know for me, when I first started wearing alternative hair, I stuck with, your basic medium brunette. I didn't want to raise any questions. It was a comfort thing and it took time. So for those watching, it's your own process, it's your own journey, and don't feel like just because you're watching somebody who's switching from blonde to dark brown to reds that you haven't embraced it. I mean, do what's comfortable for you and what makes you happy. I think that's what it's all about. And that includes creative styling, popping on a headband or just fluffing up the curls, whatever you'd like to do. There's no wrong or right way, giving yourself grace and that acceptance. But is there anything that you, Roxy and Sandy, have as advice for those that want to add something different?
Yeah, I'll start. I think color is a big one for people, much more than like the actual style of the wig. So most people will find their style, and there's a bunch of different wigs that kind of mimic other styles without going too crazy. But when it gets to the color, I think that's where people get very overwhelmed. It, like you said, Amber, it is a journey, and everybody does it in their own way, but it's no different to me. This is how I see it. And again, this is just my own personal experience. It's no different than like picking out a pair of shoes that go with your outfit, or a shirt. Like you're just matching your mood, in my opinion. If you don't want to go too crazy, and let's say you're wearing brown one day and you're going to go pink the next, that's not what I'm saying. Maybe go a dark brown and add some highlights. Add a little bit of highlights. If you can see, the cinnamon color it's full of brown to most people who don't know color. They're like, oh, it's a brown wig. I'm like, no, it's actually got a lot of highlights.
So much dimension.
You start little baby steps, and then once you get really comfortable, then maybe you can try like a darker blonde, something that has the brown tones in it, but you're actually considered a blonde. So again, it's personal preference, and it does take some getting used to step outside of your comfort zone, but that's the fun of it. Once you do it one time, I promise you, everybody I meet who wears wigs, they were so scared at first, and now every time I see that one person, they're in a different color wig, and it's so amazing. It's so cool to see the confidence too.
It is. I saw a comment that says, to go with what you were saying, Roxy, is my problem is I want so many. It's so addictive. Once you find that, I don't know, the love for it, and you do find, oh, I love highlights, or let's try some warmth in this wig.
Yes.
And you see how it enhances your total look. It does get just the way it makes you feel. I think that's what's addicting, is because you feel good. It's convenient. There's choices. There's so many positives about it. Even, you know, when people can initially feel like a sense of loss or fear, you know, our hope is that by talking about it and having these lives, that you embrace it and find that joy and excitement and fun within the journey.
Yeah.
Sandy.
Another point too is that I think I have more wigs now than I have shoes and jewelry. Like it's become, that's my accessory versus me buying shoes and jewelry. Like, I like wigs. That's how I create the look. It's so much fun.
And what
Amber, somebody asked what wig I'm wearing. I'm wearing Brianna in Almond Breeze.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm also wearing Brianna as well. So you can see that you can really change up the same style. Sandy, did you want to add anything to those tips for those who want to try something different, whether it be color, style, you know, spicing it up with what they do with the wig?
Well, just to add to what Roxy said, I mean, I absolutely agree that, you know, transitioning a little bit at a time from the color that you're comfortable with to adding highlights, and then you might want to step outside of your comfort zone and try, you know, something totally, you know, reds for me was totally outside of my comfort zone, but now they're my favorites. I
I
absolutely
love
love
red.
So
a
good.
red wig. So, you know, you just don't know until you try. You really don't know until you try. And there's no risk in it. You know, you try on a wig, and, you know, if I went to the salon and I got my hair dyed red, that's going to take a while to change, and it's costly. And so with a wig, if I try a red wig and I think that's not me, then, you know, I can go back to being a blonde or being a brunette. But, you know, spicing it up is, you know, when I first started wearing wigs, I was afraid to touch them. I was afraid, you know, I thought you couldn't, you know, put your fingers in them or use a comb, anything. I took it right out of the box and put it on my head, and it did not look good. It wasn't flattering. But once I figured out that you can treat that wig just like you would your natural hair, you know, you have to be cautious with it, of course, and using a wide tooth comb and things like that. But what I mean by that is adding accessories to it. You can. I mean, and one day you got this wig in just a half do, and then, you know, the next time you put it up in an updo in the summer. You know, Brianna, you're not limited to wearing Brianna just in the winter because it's long. Put it up off of your neck in the summertime, and because this wig honestly makes you feel glamorous the
It does.
minute you put it on. And wigs are just you know, the wigs itself make you feel spicy. I mean,
Yeah,
don't
it
they?
does. It reaches into those alter egos. You put on like a little cute bob, makes you feel a little sassy, and then you put on Brianna and you feel just glamorous.
Like, someone
What's
asked me,
interesting,
how often do you have to wash them, Amber?
um, it kind of depends on what you do. If you work out in your wigs every day, of course, more often, but every 3 to 5 to 6, let's see. I wash mine. I go way further in between, but 5 to 7 wears, and that's just give and take. I mean, if you live in a very hot climate, there's lots of sweat. If you work in it, that all is, you know, dependent on how often you need to wash your wig.
Right.
Let's see. And I did see some fun comments. Yes, definitely hard in the beginning, and just saying thank you when someone comments on your hair. And then another gal said, my mom donated one recently to a lady at a church, and she said she called her crying, saying she hasn't felt so good in years. I love that.
That's giving back right there. Paying it
Mhm.
forward.
Another gal said, I want to try red next. And then you touched on the how often do you wash them? Brianna is gorgeous. I agree. Brianna is one of my favorites. Okay, you guys. I could go on and on with all these amazing comments, so keep them coming. But Roxy, let's talk about your style. I know everybody knows you are wearing Veronica, and you touched also on the gorgeous color, the dimension. What do you love about Veronica? Maybe the envy hair blend, the hand-tied cap. Let us know.
Okay, yeah, what's not to love? You touched on it a little bit before, but the fact that it is a blend, a lot of people want that feel and the feel of luxury human hair. You get that, but you also get the synthetic blend with it, which keeps the style. So for me, whenever I have just a regular human hair wig, the style will fall. Or if it's humid outside, if you live in a place like I live in Texas, so if it's really humid, or just really hot, the style will fall and then I have to redo it. Whereas when you get a blend, you can have this style. I'm like you, Amber, I don't wash my wigs for like maybe a week and a half, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm just wearing it for a style and I'm not doing much, I could go 2 weeks and literally put this on a wig stand. It'll look exactly the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just easier to kind of manage with the synthetic being in the human hair blend for me. I'm obsessed with it.
I
It's
love
And
it
it's
as
beautiful.
really
well.
soft too. It's so soft. I wish you guys could feel this. It didn't take long to curl it either because with that synthetic blend, it held the curl way better than it would just human hair.
Beautiful.
I have a Veronica and I added loose beachy waves. Wore it for probably too long.
Yeah.
And then went in to wash it. It retained, even though it has the human hair, because of the heat friendly synthetic, it retained that wave. It may have dropped just slightly. I thought I would go back in and add more volume oomph to those waves, but I didn't, and I just loved that it came out with that wave again.
Yeah,
um,
that's really cool.
Veronica is also another top favorite of mine as well.
Well,
So
now y'all got me having wig envy over here. I've got it on my list.
you need to try Veronica.
Obviously,
Totally.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, somebody says it looks so natural, Roxy.
Yes, it's beautiful
Thank
on
you.
her.
I'm actually, you can't see me, Amber, but while you guys talk, I'm just going to do another style just on camera.
Do it. Yes. Everybody loves the demos. While you're doing that, I will let you guys know about my Brianna. So like I mentioned at the beginning, I am wearing Champagne Shadow. I love this color. It's just absolutely beautiful. And this wig has been played with a little bit. I used the 3-in-1 Air Styler, specifically the oval smoothing brush. And I took those curls that you see on Sandy. Hers are more defined. And I took this attachment and really smoothed out those curls, kind of creating a more molded glam look, if that makes sense. And wore her down for a few wears. Then I decided to pull her up. Now we created a few signature holiday looks over at Envy, and we have been posting some of those tutorials on the Envy IG. So I encourage you guys to all check that out. One of those looks was a beautiful side braid. Now, don't be fooled. This is that style, but I decided to switch it up. And so that goes back to there's no rules, you guys. This is a creative process, so just have fun with it. But what we did was a Dutch braid on the side.
Oh,
And then, of course, I love taking those Dutch braids and then fanning it out. Super fun. And then I just pulled it to the side and incorporated that side Dutch. Can you guys see that? Well, I'm not sure if you
yes,
can.
that
That's
is beautiful.
so cute. Oh,
Thank
I love
you.
You're so
that.
good at that,
Wow.
Amber.
So I
I
took
mean,
what was that?
you're
Sorry.
so good.
So
You're so good at
cute.
that.
You guys, it looks complicated, but really it's just you need your bobby pins. And speaking of bobby pins, make sure you don't puncture your delicate base materials. Brianna does have wefts. Somebody mentioned they love having a wefted wig for clips and pins and things like that. For this particular style, I really did like having the open wefts because it helped anchor the whole thing in place. And then also because it does have those open wefts, I was able to further anchor it to my own wig liner and biological hair, if that makes sense. It just keeps it more secure, and it lessens any shifting. But anyway, so I incorporated this here braid in with another Dutch braid. So it was 2 Dutch braids fanned out. Easy. It looks complicated, but it's a braid that's been fanned out. And then instead of keeping that braid just hanging, which we did do that on the beautiful Envy Wigs model, you'll have to check out the page and see what that looked like. But I just decided to take that braid and twist it into a bun and pin it with a few bobby pins. So there you have it. And then I added an accessory. So I love accessories not only because it adds that extra bling, but if there's any wonky sections, there's holes or things like that, you can add a bow or a clip or a brooch and kind of hide like bobby pins or areas that maybe weren't looking too ideal, if that makes sense.
And that's a good point too, to make sure when you are styling your wig to check and make sure you don't have those wefts showing, or because that will give it away. So I always just try to look at it really well, and make sure that those wefts are not exposed when I do a style.
I love that you pointed that out, because that also makes me think about, styling the wig on the blockhead, then placing it on your head.
Right.
Often there needs some adjustments once you get that placed on your head. And sometimes creating that realistic style is not only finding any weird areas where wefts are showing or whatnot, but, hiding the wig edges, pulling down a few little baby hairs.
Right.
Those types of things can really help elevate the style and make it look even more seamless and real.
And at the nape, make sure that you don't have that tag.
That,
Oh, yeah.
yep, I've done that before.
Sandy has done that before.
I've done it too.
Yes.
I think you're not a
So
wig wearer if it hasn't happened to you.
make sure that you check the back of your head. That's something that my mom always used to say when I would fix my hair when I was growing up. She said, Sandy, did you even look at the back of your head before you left? I'm like, no.
Oh my God.
The front is all that matters, dang it.
Make sure you look at the back before you go.
That's a good point. I've actually had a tag peeping up kind of through the wefts as well, not just hanging out the bottom, but like peeping out the wefts. So that is something to check for you guys. Thank you, Sandy.
I just did it
Actually,
based
Sandy,
on mistakes I've made.
well, it's so helpful. I think it's funny because the only thing I haven't experienced is my wig flying off like in the wind, or, doing something like an amusement park ride. I have not had that happen. Knock on wood. Where's some wood, you guys?
So far, so good.
Yep. So Sandy, we already talked about this. You're also wearing Brianna.
Right.
So, and you talked about the beautiful bow, wearing accessories. How, for those who are new to creative styling and they're kind of, you mentioned kind of, I don't know if I want to touch it. I don't know if I want to, run my fingers through it. If there is someone who feels that way, they might have a difficulty even pulling the hair up away from the face, having it look good. Are there certain techniques, products that you like to use for even a simple pulled up style?
Well, really, the quickest and easiest way for me is using water. I will take a spray bottle and just mist it with water. That way I kind of have more control over the hair. With Brianna, I like to mist it and then just scrunch these curls and make sure. But some water you can use. Envy has a what is it called, Amber? It's
Get dressed.
what is it?
Get
Trespac,
dressed.
and then that spray, the shine one that they also use, that takes down the shine on the wig if you have a synthetic. I've used that. I used that last night. So it's just really just using something as simple as water. You can use products, but for me personally, I don't use a lot of products in my wigs. Just using water for me works, just getting control over those fibers.
I love that. I use water, using some water to scrunch up some curls, bring some definition back into them. It works so well. For those who wanted to try a hairspray or great product for something like this, little hairs that might have been kind of hanging out, and just making sure you have a great hold on something like I have. I did use the Flex Hold Hairspray by Beauty Mark, and I absolutely love it. And sometimes if you're wearing a pixie and you want to add spikes,
Yeah.
using a pomade or something like that is so fun and can make it look a little more edgy, and pieced out. And so that kind of goes into what we were going to talk about, accessorizing tips, which we have really touched on a lot throughout this, but expanding on what Sandy talked about, how our tools, products, accessories, helpful in creating your holiday looks. And also, how has the air styler possibly helped you as well? I know with me, I use the air styler on the daily for just simple tweaks, not particularly going in there and creating a full head of curls on the daily, but maybe changing my part or perfecting a bang that's just kind of hanging in the eye, going in and fixing a cold crimp, things like that. I use often just to enhance, my wig wearing journey and do things that at one point I felt were difficult to achieve, especially on your traditional synthetics. So to be able to go in there and fine tune the wig, little tiny things on the daily, I think that's really, really nice to be able to reach for the air styler for. So both Roxy and Sandy, anything that you'd like to add, with accessories, products, things like that to achieve these holiday styles?
Yeah, for me with this style, again, I use the 3-in-1 air styler, which I am getting more comfortable with. It's becoming more fun. At first, I was a little, intimidated because you still feel like with your traditional synthetics, you're gonna maybe ruin it, but this particular air styler, you have no chance of ruining it. So I know I'm covered in that area. So it was really fun to kind of just experiment, and like you said, it's really just those tweakings. Like I'm not going in there and putting full curls. Now for this style, I did because it was holiday. I wanted to kind of be more glamorous, elevate it a little bit more. When it comes to products, with Sandy, I really don't use a lot of products. If I have to, I'll use the Flex Hold Hairspray, and that's really just to kind of get the flyaways down, make sure my part and everything is kind of perfect. But yeah, I mean, I think when you get a wig and you have the idea of styling something, it can sound and feel so overwhelming. But if you only knew and you could take our advice, like it is actually way easier than when I had my own bio hair and styling my own bio hair. I don't know what it is. I think for me too, putting it on a wig stand the night before and having a 360 view of it to where I'm not, you can't see me, but I'm, trying to curl it on my head and you can't get the back and you can't see it. I literally could get the wig perfect on my wig stand the night before. I'm not stretching my arm and sweating trying to do it. It just makes it so much easier and less overwhelming. So if I could tell anybody who's a first time wig wearer, to just get in there, experiment. You're not going to ruin it. You got to get your fingers in there and just have fun and make it your own. That's what's going to make the wig. The wig, you're not wearing the wig, and the wig is not going to wear you. You have to make it become you. So it's just really fun. Cute little bow.
Such good advice. Thank you, Roxy.
Oh, that's
Well,
cute.
to wrap up all my questions for you guys, Sandy, I wanted to talk to you about maintaining your wigs in between wears, like wig storage, any recommendations you have. And then also I did want to point out, like, I have these braids. I kind of think I want to keep it on there and wear it to a few holiday parties coming up. But if you want to avoid cold crimping and things like that, removing the pins, removing the braids before you box up your hair, if that's how you store, different tricks that you like to use to keep your wigs fresh for the next time you pull her out to wear.
Well, as you mentioned, if you have done an updo style or anything, you want to make sure you take everything out, and then I will spray it with a detangler and then start at the bottom. Sometimes just depending on, like with Brianna, I don't like to use a lot of combing because I just want to keep these curls intact, but you'll take a wide tooth comb and detangle the wig before you put it up, because it's real tempting sometimes. I have to be completely honest and tell you, I haven't been a good girl all the time. There are days that I'm really tired and I fling it to the side. That's life. And if you have to do that, it's not going to totally ruin your wig if you do it once or twice. But as a good practice,
Uh-huh.
it's not good to do that. It's good to detangle the wig and then put it on a wig stand. Now, these are the kind of wig stands that I have at home. These are really good to use after you wash and dry your wig, so it's ventilated, so that wig has the air circulating through it, so it will dry. But it's also good to store the wig. If you don't have a wig stand, then I like to put them in satin bags. I will take the wig and turn it inside out and then just kind of tuck the hairs in gently. You can even keep that with a long wig like Brianna. I like to keep those nets. If I'm going to hang it up on the wig stand, I will take that netting that come with the wig when you receive it out of the box and put it over the wig so those curls aren't dropping and you're
Mm-hmm.
keeping them intact. I like to do it that way, or put it in a bag. If you're going to put it back in a box, I typically, if I put my wigs back in boxes, I like to rotate them out. That way they don't get that box head crimp. So if you're going to store them in a box, and you have more than one, then rotate them. Take one out of the box, put it on a wig stand, put it in your bag, just so you're not getting that cold crimp on your wig. But it is good practice to make sure that you are keeping it away from direct sunlight, that it's not fading the wig, that if you have you know, especially this time of the year when it's, where I live, it's winter and we've got the dust and the air ventilations are circulating and you've got dust flying everywhere. It can settle on your wig and cause it to become a little dirty and dusty. So if you can keep it away from direct sunlight, um, you know, away from the dust and exposed, then that's good. I also will hang mine sometimes with a little clip from the back. You
Mm-hmm.
can get from the nape, and I'll turn it inside out and let it hang. And there are bags that you can purchase off of Amazon and place it inside of that bag. That way it's not being exposed to the elements. So there are
Okay.
different ways. Everybody has different ways of
Mm-hmm.
storing their wig, but my main advice is just not to just crumple that wig up and stuff it inside of a box somewhere, because you will damage the fibers doing that.
Yeah, and the box hair is real, the
Real,
cold crimps are real.
real.
I know that you can, for your traditional synthetic and all other um, fibers, if you do happen to have that box hair, that cold crimp, you can go in there, smooth it out, fluff it up, do what you need to do with the air styler. And there's other great ways too, spritzing with water, and just going in there and perfecting it. But like Sandy said, I love all of the tips and tricks that you suggested. Thank you so much. Well, I kind of fibbed to you gals. I said I wasn't going to ask any other questions, but I do have another question for both of you. So we talked about, wearing our festive, beautiful holiday styles. Do you, either of you, want to share any of the traditions that you might have coming up with the rest of us watching, that you plan on wearing your gorgeous styles to?
Yeah, you
Go
want to
ahead.
go, Sandy?
You go
Okay.
ahead.
Um, well, I have a little 2-year-old, so we're doing the Elf on the Shelf this year. It's the first year we're doing it, so that's been really fun.
So fun.
And he loves it. But coming up with ideas, you see all these TikTok things, and people go crazy for that. Like some of these ideas, I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's too much thing. I'm curling my wig tonight. But when it comes to wigs, I'm a shorty kind of girl unless it's like a fun event or depending on my mood. If I'm going out or something or or if I have a nice, elegant outfit on, I like my longer styles, but I'm a shorty girl. I like my bobs. They're just easy, especially
They're
when
so
you
cute on you.
have a world. It's way easier. They're styled, they're out of the box. It's my go-to.
Well, thank you. And speaking of Elf on the Shelf, so we've had Elf on the Shelf
Yeah.
for years, and I've gotten burned out. I have two little ones who still are very, very into it. They asked where he was this year, and he was stalling. And my let's see, is she 13? My 13-year-old, she's like, Mom, can I do Elf on the Shelf this year? And so I have to tell you, I she's been taking the reign, like when it
Oh,
comes to all the fun things, and it's been so
and
nice.
she has great ideas too. Like I bet she's so open-minded about it and has all the ideas. You're like, what?
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I love that. What about you,
So
Sandy?
Well, I think my favorite tradition with our family, we've done it for years, and my family has changed over the years because I've grown sons, and two of them have left home, and they have families of their own, and they're starting their own traditions, and that's fun to watch. But you know that when I think about you, Roxy. Okay, now every time I get on lives, it makes me want to cry.
Cry? Oh
But
no,
you have to
cry
think
now.
about whatever traditions that you're creating in your home right now. Your kids carry them, on in their homes and their families, and you are the memory maker for your family. And so for us, uh, as I said, they have, grown. I have one son left, and I have him captive. He won't be leaving. But we on Christmas Eve we'll all gather together and we'll have some snacks and sit around and we reflect on the year of what happened over the year. And not all things are good, but we try to find what we found that year was the greatest blessing that was part of our life. And we'll talk about that and we'll touch on that. We'll read the Christmas story, and then after we're done doing that, then we gather around and we pray for each other and pray for the upcoming year that will be blessed. So I think that has been the most sentimental tradition for me because over the years I have seen it change. My sons used to sit around, they're like, I'm just glad school's over.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm just glad I don't have football practice anymore. But, for me, it was knowing that we were still together as a family. So everything okay over there?
It's just a life. No, keep going.
oh, I know how those disasters are. Remember my last life?
Yeah, it's right here. It went. God have the
I
light.
have mine somewhere.
Sandy, that is so beautiful that you do that. And it's funny that you say like your kids, like when they were younger, they're like, oh, I don't why do we have to do this? But I'm sure they appreciate it so much now,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and cherish that and take it over to their family and do that. So I just love that. That's really good advice because, I don't have both my parents have passed, so I don't really have that like, you know, um tradition anymore. Like now I'm creating my own traditions with my own family. So I love that. That's just so beautiful.
Thank
Right. And
you for
know,
sharing that.
and that's what we're talking about, how you incorporate wigs. It seems kind of insignificant, but when you are, the holidays should be focused on our
Hmm.
families and our loved ones. So if we're not worried about getting, fixing our hair and what we're going to look like in pictures,
Right.
because honest to God, I used to worry about that. I'm like,
Yeah.
my hair always never looks.
Yeah.
Now I don't worry about what my hair is going to look like when they
Yeah.
take a family photo. It looks like I'm photo
Well,
ready.
It's
well no, now I'm not going to take a picture next to Sandy because she always looks good.
you
Now it's
do.
that.
Well, I was gonna say, like, people, I know for myself, as much as I wanted, I did focus on the family and the traditions and the experiences, but there was that turmoil because of the hair loss, the lack
Right.
of hair. And it did affect me when it came to going out of the house and being in those situations with extended family or whatnot. And so having that comfort and that sense of peace within, it does help you enjoy those moments even more fully. So, like you said, it might sound insignificant, us talking about holiday hairstyling and wigs, but because of what it does for us on the inside, it helps us with every other aspect of our life in a positive way.
Sure
So
does.
thank you so much for sharing your guys' traditions and what makes the holiday special for you. I did want to encourage those who are watching to share your holiday hairstyles and of course tag Experiment Envy. You can also tag Envy Wigs and Wigs.com, and you can find these gorgeous styles, Brianna and Veronica, at Wigs.com. And then lastly, there is a giveaway to go along with this live. You can enter by looking at the replay. There will be instructions in the caption. So be looking for that for those watching and for those coming to watch the replay afterwards. And I just want to thank both Roxy and Sandy for sharing all your insight and your expertise on, wigs and your own experience, because it's all so helpful. And I've really enjoyed hopping on these lives for Experiment Envy with Wigs.com this year. And I'm excited to continue Experiment Envy through 2025 as well. Any last things you guys would like to add before we hop off?
I would say, we just posted a video with Christina. I had a long conversation about her wig wearing journey. And she said something that was so beautiful. And she said, do it scared. So you just gotta, it's gonna be scary at first, but you just gotta do it, because there's always that mountain that you have to climb. But once you're there, it's not scary anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So those are her words.
That's beautiful. I love it. And change can be scary. It can be scary, but if you know that, if you're embracing the change, there's going to be that mountain that you get to the top.
For sure.
So I love that. Well, thank you again. And you guys look beautiful. Have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you.
And until next. What was that, Roxy?
Thank you. You too, Amber. It was really, really fun doing this, and we here at Wigs.com always enjoy. So
thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.